This is the dawn of a new era in British karting. Over 550 drivers in 12 classes competing for victory over 18 race weekends. This is the Motorsport UK British Kart Championships. I'm Jake Sanson and IAME Cadets are next, but earlier on we caught up with Fusion Motorsport starlet Ella Stevens as she progresses in her first full season in the British Championships, coached by W Series racer Alice Powell. We asked them both what their 2019 game plan is.
Alice is my driver coach. She's helped me by encouraging me and helping, just being there.
I think Ella's got great potential, you know. She's been working really hard over the winter. This year it's first time in the team, and Fusion are doing a fantastic job with her as well. It's really brought her on and brought her confidence on as well. So there's plenty of things still to work on, but hopefully we're on the fringe now, breaking in the top 10.
Nakamura, Berta, Carr, Neat, Burgoyne, Keeble, Stevens, Smith, Hall, Robinson, Ty. Is this going to be a clean start? Looks like it will be. Across the line. This time we're away and up on the inside. Kia Nakamura, Berta is going to get the lead, and second position is going to be Aidan Neat. Cracking start. Ali Mamasi goes over the curb and into Nathan Ty Jr., but there's no major problems as they come off the corner and up towards the hairpin for the first time. What a start from Aidan Neat though. Breaks in front of Brandon Carr and gets into that second position spot. Nicely done in the first corner, and now the two of them are threatening to break clear already. Kia Nakamura, Berta and Aidan Neat are out in front, charging their way further forward. Have we got somebody off at the hairpin? No, it's a perfectly clean start for the moment. Through the Bruno chicane, and still no major dramas as they come up towards Wilkins for the first time. It is still Kia Nakamura, Berta from Aidan Neat, the Fusion Motorsport teammates, running beautifully at the strong end of the field. They come over the line, and it's the Japanese driver in front of Aidan Neat. They come through the first corner, up towards the hairpin. Nicely done so far. Third position is Brandon Carr in front of Harley Keeble and Sonny Smith. Then it's Ella Stevens in front of Maximus Hall, the Gladiator. Then it is the 37 of Leo Robinson from Burgoyne, Clark, Mimasi, Conini, Ty, Clark, Phillips, Jeff Hall, Rudman, McLaughlin, Werrell, Zach Knight, McCauley Bishop, Will Knight, and then Spanswick and Co. It's going to be a really exciting battle throughout this race, and it looks as though we've had a couple of drivers down the order. Sebastian Mins and Kai Bacchini are now at the very tail end of the field, unfortunately, so they've got some time to make up. You've got to feel for Kai Bacchini. He's not had a great weekend. The boxer and the BBC Young Sports Commentator of the Year from 2018 really struggling here this weekend. Off the hairpin, back on the power again, and this has become a bit of a freight train. The leaders have been caught already by the ORM trio. And that's Aidan Neat in front. Oh, there's a bit of a shoving match. Kia Nakamura and Berta getting some hassle from Brandon Carr, Harley Keeble and Sonny Smith. But Aidan Neat is the one in front. So Aidan Neat is at the front of this race. Fastest of all in qualifying. Can he win the final? This would definitely give his championship plenty of momentum. Kia Nakamura, Berta trying now to work with Aidan Neat. He knows that the threat from behind is going to be massive as Maximus Hall has got himself up into third position. Good move forward from him in front of Ella Stevens and Leo Robinson. Then it's Nathan Ty Jr. by the look of it in ninth position. Both Ella Stevens and Nathan Ty Jr., former Birolite UK Cadet champions, now known as the Daniel Ricciardo series of course, and they're both right at the sharp end in the top 10 of the mix in the British Championships too. Aidan Neat leads the way. Kia Nakamura, Berta in second. The Japanese star has been so strong in the first part of the season. He's not going to get through on Aidan Neat yet as Maximus Hall has got past Sonny Smith. Next up is Ella Stevens. She's going to have a crack at Sonny Smith now. They go up towards Stratford hairpin, but Ella Stevens goes really well at Shenington. She just seems to have it nailed around this circuit. She's up the inside, and Sonny Smith and Ella Stevens have both got past Maximus Hall, so they're up to 5th and 6th. Smith and Stevens. Through to the chicane, out of Bruno and down the back stretch. Aidan Neat is still your leader. Kia Nakamura, Berta in second. Third place, Brandon Carr. Fourth position, that is Harley Keeble. The top four, very much the familiar top four in this category. They haven't really lost ground much over the course of the season, and they are the four we expected to be controlling the pace out front. But Aiden Neat leads the race. Kia Nakamura-Berta in second. Then it is Brandon Carr in front of Harley Keeble. Ella Stevens now fifth. She's got past Maximus Hall. What's happened to Sonny Smith? Well, he's fallen behind Archie Clark, Leo Robinson and Harry Jr. Burgoyne. Then it's Smith, then Nathan Ty Jr. and Vinnie Phillips, who's fought his way back into 11th position. So that is a good run. Hadi Mamasi has been a victim of Vinnie Phillips on that first corner. But Neat and Kia Nakamura-Berta are charging their way ahead of the pack and hoping to get well clear of third and fourth. Brandon Carr and Harley Keeble. Ella Stevens joining the gap. And this weekend she is definitely the one of the head of the trio of the Fusion Motorsport squad. She just has it here. She's got so much speed, so much potential, and you never know, she could come through and get on the podium of this final, may even win it. So still Aiden Neat and Kia Nakamura-Berta fighting away for victory. Third position Brandon Carr. Harley Keeble's lost some momentum. Leo Robinson's going to lose a few places. Harry Jr. Burgoyne and Sonny Smith both get past at Cafe. But down to the hairpin. No change between the two leaders. They cannot afford to let Civil War break out too early. We've still got 10 minutes and 20 on the clock, plus the additional bonus lap. So there will be some tough races to come, but these guys need to keep the faith. They need to keep pushing. But Aiden Neat, Kia Nakamura-Berta and Brandon Carr have now broken clear. Meanwhile, Ella Stevens is up to 5th position, as we know, and challenging Harley Keeble and down the inside. And Ella Stevens goes through in Hanger Corner, up to P4. Nice work. So now it's Aiden Neat who leads, Kia Nakamura-Berta second, then Brandon Carr, Ella Stevens and Harley Keeble over the line. Aiden Neat still your race leader from Kia Nakamura-Berta. Careful guys, do not let these cracks get bigger as Archie Clark breaks through now into 4th position. What a turn of events this has been for Ella Stevens and Archie Clark in the last few weeks. These two have suddenly become front runners in the Fusion Brigade, and they do not want to lose ground. Archie Clark was momentous yesterday, got a 2nd place in one of the heats. Ella Stevens got a 2nd place earlier today. So those two Fusion drivers definitely making progress. Brandon Carr though in 3rd position. He's already got a win in his pocket today. So Brandon Carr knows how to get the job done. But can he beat Aiden Neat, fastest in time qualifying, and Kia Nakamura-Berta, the winner of both his heats earlier on today? Down to Wilkins, through the hairpin, back on the power. Still no change in the top 3. Still plenty of time to go. Over the line, Aiden Neat still runs well. Kia Nakamura-Berta second, but Brandon Carr a little bit closer this time than he was. As up the inside, Harley Keeble gets Archie Clark back, and Harry Jr. Burgoyne makes the move on the inside of Maximus Hall. Hall runs out wide, Smith's going through, Robinson's going through, they rub wheels, and they're going to be side by side. But unfortunately for Maximus Hall, he has to let Leo Robinson go. Still no change at the front end of the field. Aiden Neat controls the pace. Kia Nakamura-Berta second, third Brandon Carr. Then it's Ella Stevens in 4th in front of Archie Clark, who's got back into 5th position. Not bad, and definitely the blood runs thick in the veins of motorsport for the Clark family. His grandfather was the great Roger Clark. And through out of the hairpin, back onto the home straight. What a battle this is turning into up front. It's now the 3 of them locked together. They're not in the same team, all of them. Aiden Neat and Kia Nakamura-Berta are on the Fusion carts 1 and 2, but then in 3rd Brandon Carr still trying to edge away. Behind them it's the same story with 3 different drivers. Fusion, Fusion, ORM, Fusion, Fusion, ORM in the top 6. And on a weekend when Oliver Rowland has been very successful in Formula E out in Monaco, there's 2 main challengers in the top 6 fighting for the victory. This is what he will have wanted to see. And no doubt he'll be keeping abreast of what happens over the course of the next few minutes. So let's see how things go for the top 3. Kia Nakamura-Berta still trying to get past teammate Aiden Neat, whilst also trying to get away from Brandon Carr. Then Ella Stevens and Archie Clark are having a great race in 4th and 5th in front of Harley Keeble. 6 candidates for the victory, all still with a chance to do it. Harley Keeble though slowly starting to fall off the back of Stevens and Clark, who are working together. Ella Stevens and Archie Clark, 4th and 5th, are now stretching away from Harley Keeble. This is not good news for Keeble, but it's great news for Stevens and Clark as they start to edge towards the back bumper of Brandon Carr. No major changes yet, but up at the front, it's still Aiden Neat from Kia Nakamura-Berta. The Japanese driver may get a little bit impatient soon. Brandon Carr has got a real tough job here in 3rd position. No teammates to assist. He's got to just take the bull by the horns and go for it. And Brandon Carr has plenty of experience to go for it. A former SK USA Winter Tour winner over in Florida in the United States. Proof that the British talent really is internationally fantastic. But Brandon Carr looking for a British win. A British win is almost as valuable as a European one, as Archie Clark makes the move on Ella Stevens for 4. So Archie Clark dives up the inside and takes the place from Ella Stevens. Behind them, in 6th place is Harley Keeble, then it's Maximus Hall, Harry Junior Burgoyne, Sonny Smith, and rounding out the top 10 is Leo Robinson. Then it is Ty, Phillips, Mimasi, Jeff Hall, Bishop, McLaughlin, Canini, Rudman, Lewis Merrill, Zach Knight, Sofranea and Sky Parker. Still these 3 run at the front, no major concerns, no major issues. Still, we have a long way to go in this race. 5 minutes 45 plus the additional lap. Long races in IAME Cadet. For these guys, it will be so exhausting, so tough, so tense, physically and emotionally draining. But these guys are coping with it stupendously. Great to see them do such a good job. So Aidan Neat into the first corner, Park Bend. Glued to the back bumper is Kia Nakamura-Berta with Brandon Carr of RRM in 3rd position. Then Archie Clark and Ella Stevens. Harley Keeble in some trouble. Maximus Hall is all over the back with Burgoyne, Sonny Smith, Leo Robinson, Nathan Ty Jr. and Vinnie Phillips all in pursuit. Out of the Stratford hairpin, Aidan Neat and Kia Nakamura-Berta with Brandon Carr still glued to them. No major problems for these guys. They're just continuing to count down the laps. No need to battle for victory. Just keep it going. But what will Brandon Carr do? Will he become the problem for Fusion Motorsport at this stage? 1 and 2 they are. Well, actually, Brandon Carr got a little bit of a mistake out of the Brunner chicane. Actually ended up losing a couple of kart lengths to them. Ran a bit too far over the curbs. But the good thing is, from his point of view, Kia Nakamura-Berta and Aidan Neat are still holding each other up at the moment. As much as they try and get away from Brandon Carr, Brandon is still right there in 3rd position. No change. Aidan Neat is your race leader. 4 minutes and 30. Motor racing blood courses through Aidan Neat's veins as well, of course. His father, Andy Neat, is the former Britcar 24-hour and British Touring Car Championship racer. So Andy will be watching very, very keenly at the sidelines as Aidan pushes very hard indeed. And Aidan Neat is definitely on the march for a British Championship race win. But Kia Nakamura-Berta still giving him plenty of momentum. Still pushing very hard indeed. It's not going to be too easy for these two to separate. They're going to be very close. Ella Stevens playing the long game here. She's been very smart and working with 4th place Archie Clark to close in on the leading 3. Once the battle starts up front, both of those two could end up with a podium place if they just stay hungry, stay motivated and stay focused. You never know what's going to happen. For 6th position, it's an absolute dogfight. It's up the inside. Sonny Smith makes the move on Maximus Hall. The Gladiator is vanquished for the moment, down to 7th position. Then comes the 72 of Burgoyne. And Harley Keeble is in the midst of all of that. Unable to run at the front end of the field, sadly. It was looking very good for him at the early stages, but Harley Keeble struggling to make these tyres last. Well, if the championship continues as it is, then Kia Nakamura-Berta is going to be 20 points ahead of Aidan Neat in the Drivers' Championship heading to the next weekend. So no wonder Aidan Neat wants to beat Kia Nakamura-Berta to get that gap down as big as humanly possible. If Aidan Neat wins this race, then he will move into 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship, with Brandon Carr only 1 point behind him if he stays 3rd. So this is very tight at the front end of the field. But all of these drivers know that all it takes is one incident, one scrap, one mistake, and it can change the course of everything. Ethan Jeff Hall making a move on Harry Junior Burgoyne further back with Hadi Mamasi, the Canadian, in tow. The leaders come off Stratford hairpin, down runway, up towards the Bruno chicane again. Hoping there's going to be a move up the inside. So far so good. Brandon Carr looks for an opportunity. And as they come through one more time, this is not going to be easy for Brandon Carr. He knows that these two have had many battles before, and it hasn't always been very fluid between teammates in cadets. If anything, it's always a little bit more rough tumble because everybody wants to win. And as soon as the last lap begins, it doesn't matter who you're racing with. It could be a teammate, it could be a back marker. Up the inside, Kia Nakamura-Berta tries, but Aidan Neat holds the door firmly shut. So Aidan Neat knows that the battle is imminent. We're into the last 2 minutes of time. Archie Clark and Ella Stevens still staying hungry in 4th and 5th. Harley Keeble's getting back into it. He's come back up to 6th place in front of Sonny Smith. And at the hairpin, Brandon Carr's getting a little bit frustrated. He's in there along with Kia Nakamura-Berta. He's getting alongside. Come on, guys, get on with it. You've got guys behind us. I'm not losing a podium place. Can you hurry up? Off Bruno chicane. Nakamura Roberta trying to get on the switchback beside Aidan Neat. Brandon Carr going with them. It's stalemate again into Hanger Corner. But Nakamura Roberta trying to get on the inside. That's Brandon Carr making his first big lunge to come through. And is Brandon Carr in a second position? Now they're going to be side by side, the two Fusion drivers. Brandon Carr's going to try and sweep right round the outside. And again, Nakamura Roberta and Aidan Neat switch back, and Brandon Carr gets them both. Brandon Carr, the way is clear for him to lead. This is exactly what I said. The two Fusion drivers bang wheels, and that's enough for Brandon Carr to sweep by and get the lead. Civil war is never good in IAME Cadet. And Brandon Carr has swept through to the lead, but now Nakamura Roberta back through to the inside line, takes the place back. Now Nakamura Roberta trying to switch back with Aidan Neat. They bang wheels again, and here comes Archie Clark. Archie Clark's got great momentum. He's going to get through on Nakamura Roberta. Ella Stevens is going to get through into fourth position. And now all of a sudden, it's a five-way fight for the victory with 2 laps to go. It's still not done. This is all going to be about tyres. How have they looked after them in the last few laps? But Brandon Carr is leading Fusion Motorsport Squadron. Cannons to the left of him, cannons to the rear, and he is still charging hard. Brandon Carr running out in front of Aidan Neat. Third position is Archie Clark. Fourth is Ella Stevens, and down to fifth has gone Nakamura Roberta. Now that's definitely helped Aidan Neat out championship-wise, but being down at the back of Brandon Carr has not. So Aidan Neat would now only be fourth in the Drivers' Championship. He needs to win. And he's going to make the lunge now down the hanger straight. Archie Clark, Ella Stevens and Nakamura Roberta still there, third, fourth, fifth. Is there going to be a move for the victory? It's going to need to come soon. They're going to get down to Wilkins, and it's going to be so tight. They are about to start the last lap. It's going to be very close indeed. Here they come. The last lap board is out. And now, this is the lap they've got to win. Aidan Neat holds the inside line. Archie Clark tries to come round the far side. Up the inside of Ella Stevens goes Nakamura Roberta. He gets into fourth position. Ella Stevens still in the hunt. Oh, and a spin further back, Leah Robinson. Leah Robinson spins at Cafe. But the leaders are dueling for the victory. Here we go. Brandon Carr trying to hold it to the inside. So far, so good. Nakamura Roberta's driven round the outside of Neat and Clark. Ella Stevens now on the inside of Archie Clark in a fourth position. So Nakamura Roberta comes back to second. But they've got 3 corners to go. Down the back straight. Nakamura Roberta's got to run on Brandon Carr, but Carr is holding the inside line. Watch for Aidan Neat in third. There's still a chance. He's going to get to the inside of Wilkins. They go through the hairpin. It's going to be tight together, but they're not all going to get through in one piece. Across the line, side by side to the flag. It's Brandon Carr. Brandon Carr has done it. Amazing. Brandon Carr is the star. Superb job from the Oliver Rowland Motorsport driver, and he's absolutely euphoric. Brandon Carr has done it. What a drive. Nakamura Roberta and Aidan Neat are second and third. Career bests in the final for Ella Stevens and Archie Clark in the top 5. Welcome to the big show, guys. But what a race. And it was such a do-or-die final lap. So we know the top 5. It's Brandon Carr, Nakamura Roberta, Aidan Neat, Ella Stevens and Archie Clark. Nathan Tighe comes through to 6th position. What a little hero in the final few laps. Up to P6. Harley Keeble is 7th from Vinnie Phillips. Great drive back from him. Sonny Smith is 9th. Ethan Jeff Hall is 10th. Then it's Maximus Hall from Harry Mamassi. Harry Jr. Burgoyne from Macaulay Bishop. Finn McLaughlin. Both Bishop and McLaughlin making up at least 10 places. MJ Canini 16th. From Leah Robinson and Zach Knight. Mason Rudman and Sebastian Mins. Lewis Werrell. Cahal Clark. Dan Sofronea. Will Knight and George Edgar. Then Ethan Spanswick and Sam Lewis, Sky Parker and Lewis Bird, from Ben Smith, Kai Bacchini, Jack Cunningham, Fraser Anderson and Jack Mowat. All of them started, finished, and after 19 brilliant laps, it's Brandon Carr at the top spot.
So Brandon Carr bags a brilliant victory ahead of the 4 drivers for Fusion, with trophies for Nakamura Roberta and Aidan Neat, and a solid finish for Ella Stevens and Archie Clark.
Yeah, I think it was a good weekend overall. After struggling at the start of the British Championships and in other championships as well, I think this weekend's definitely put us back up there. I think it was definitely a hard final. Me and Keane worked together well at the start. managed to push away, but I think at the end a couple of choices, not only on my behalf but on other people's behalves, didn't go my way or their way, and then Brandon drove a very good race and managed to capitalise on that. So well done, Brandon, and thank you to everyone at Fusion Motorsport. Thank you to No Stone Unturned, Infinity, Shocks Performance and Photon Road number 1.
In the final, me and Aiden pushed away. Near the end, Brandon caught up to us, and Brandon overtook us on the penultimate lap, and he defended it to the line, and I finished second. But I'm still happy that I got good points this weekend, and that I'm still leading the championship. So I think it was a good weekend.
Yeah, it was a really good race, really hard. Tried to stay with Aiden and Kian, but just worked out on the last couple of laps and got the race win. It'll be a tough race. I need support from my teammates, and it's going to be just as hard as this one.